I am a disaster. Oh, we got a Snapchat from Jeff Walsh.
Couples. Yeah. You must.
He must be snapping and chatting.
Snapping and chatting. So, good evening, guys, and welcome to Moments of the Magic, episode 13. We're on lucky number 13. Ooh. Can you believe that?
Lucky number 13, week 13.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, we actually have a couple of people on.
Look at that.
Wow.
That was one waiting for us.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey. So, it's like the hottest room in our house right now. Like,
I know, and I'm not red because it's the hottest room in our house. It was actually nice out today in Buffalo, New York. We got one day of being nice. Hey, Judy.
Hey, Judy.
You know, one day of it being nice, and it's going to go back to being chilly tomorrow, so we took advantage and spent some time outside today with Victoria, let her out, get some fresh air. Joe got to cut the lawn.
Finally
got to
cut the well, there's a pond in our backyard.
There is a pond in our backyard.
Yeah. Nope, Joshua Shrek.
Joshua Shrek. Can't be switching sides all willy-nilly. What does that mean? All willy-nilly. We're gonna go willy-nilly.
But
so
it's been a pretty good weekend. Mm-hmm. How about you guys? You guys had a good weekend?
Everyone good? Everyone healthy? Everyone social distancing?
Josh is in the same time zone.
Where are you? Excuse Josh and I while we have our little personal conversations again.
I gotta take this sweatshirt off.
Uh-oh. He's stripping. He's not gonna tell me where he is.
That's alright. Oh, Liz.
Lizzie Lou.
Did you share it?
Lizzie Lou. No, I did not share.
Wow.
I know. Sarah's on. Hey, Sarah.
So.
Okay, guys. So here we go. Breaking news.
News for the week.
This is pretty big, and it's something different than what we would typically do at a beach house in New Hampshire. Oh. Why weren't we invited at the beach house in New Hampshire? Because work, and we're social distancing.
And
so
I
guess we can forgive
quarantined.
you. I guess we can forgive you during a pandemic. Yeah. So, so this is something a little bit. Hey, Marissa, a little bit different than we would normally do on our site, just because we typically say until Disney says so, it's not reality. But this is some news that we have on pretty good authority, and a source that we trust implicitly. So
we've got some it's coming from a really reputable source. So go ahead.
Okay, so Disney Springs Restaurant have been given permission to open as soon as May the 15th. So as soon as what is that, the end of coming soon. I don't know what day it is. So coming soon, Disney Springs, their restaurants have been given permission to start the process of opening mid-May. So what restaurants that entails, we don't know yet. So they've been given permission to open. We don't know which restaurants have taken up on that offer and are actually going to open, if any at all, but they have been given permission to open. And this aligns with a post that we did see last week out there that was just kind of hidden in one of the groups that somebody had seen some of the restaurants accepting deliveries. So just shows that it's, Florida is opening, so Florida is making some moves. And according to Rick DeSantis, the governor, restaurants that are opening within this phase have to stay at, I believe, 25% capacity for indoor seating. And they're allowed outdoor seating, I love Earl too, outdoor seating for tables 6 feet apart. So I gotta be honest, I don't know the restaurants all that well in Disney Springs these days to say which restaurants would be able to successfully do that. But coming soon, it looks like we are gonna start to see some activity in Disney Springs. Now, we are being told along with that the employees of that restaurants will be temperature checked, social distancing, and I believe mask requirements are going to be all-inclusive in that. But stay tuned. Yeah. We expect Disney to be making an announcement on that officially as soon as tomorrow. So this is exciting stuff for everybody that's been kind of holding their breath and waiting and seeing what's going to happen with their up-and-coming trips. we still don't have an answer on that. Any theme park openings and things like that.
Yeah.
Nothing along those lines have been announced. But at least some of the Disney Springs restaurants will be able to start to open, and some of these folks will be able to get back to work. They want to get back to work. So that's great news.
So, yeah, we can say cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
So.
You drank that all already? It was supposed to last the whole show.
Oh, sorry.
Uh-oh.
Show's over.
All right. That was the cat. Nobody be alarmed.
Kidding. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. We haven't even talked about wine yet. So this was the first week that we were going to start to talk about wines around the world at Epcot.
And I know nothing about wines around the world except for, honey, can I have your wallet?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it sounds like over in Epcot. Is, honey, can I have your wallet? Hey, Nick. So cheers. So yeah, so wines are around the world in Epcot, and everybody has their own way of starting. Some people like to start in Canada, some people like to start in Mexico. Today we're gonna start in Canada. Not a lot of people would think to go to Canada for the wine, and it wasn't until our last trip that I recently finally found some good wine in Canada. So, and it was surprising because where was that little shop? Maybe you can describe it better than I can, where exactly we found the wine. That little shop in the Canadian Pavilion.
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay, so y'all go hunt for yourselves.
Yeah.
But they did have 3 wine offerings in Canada. One happens to be one of my favorites, and forgive me while I look at the pictures because I don't remember the names off the top of my head except for the one I'm drinking, is Pinot Grigio. So the Fielding Estate Pinot Grigio is one of the offerings in Canada, and that's what I am drinking tonight. They give you a 3-ounce pour for $7.51, which is of course a Disney price. When you find that wine in real world, a bottle is about $12.95, as I have learned. For you red drinkers out there, they do have a nice Cabernet Franc. I don't know if it's good or not because I don't drink red wine, but that's also 3 ounces for $9.39. Mexico had... Canada. We are talking about Canada. When we get to Mexico, I think we're going to be talking more about margaritas, which we should have talked about considering it's Cinco de Mayo, but we'll get there when we get there. So they have 3 ounces for $9.39. When I looked up what the average cost of a bottle for that wine is, it is $22.59, so a little bit of a higher end wine. And then, of course, they have a seasonal Canadian ice wine, 2 ounces for $12.21. Why is ice wine so expensive? That is a great question. I am so glad you asked. So ice wine is so expensive because the world actually doesn't produce a lot of ice wine just because of the way the grapes have to be pressed. And it's pretty popular around here, so I didn't realize that it wasn't as popular in some other areas of the country. But the grapes, they must be pressed from frozen grapes, so resulting in a smaller amount and more concentrated, very, very sweet wine. So the ice wines, the freezing happens before the fermentation. So they freeze the grapes, then they ferment the grapes, and then they press it. So it doesn't really have a lot of juice that comes out of the wine, which is why it is so expensive. So 2 ounces will run you about $13 with tax. A bottle of that wine runs about $60. So it's actually a reasonable price for as far as Disney goes. So
very interesting.
Yes, so that's what I am enjoying tonight is a nice glass of Pinot Grigio for all my Canadian friends and family. Cheers.
Anybody have any questions about the wines from our wine connoisseur here?
I'm not a wine connoisseur. I just like to drink it. By no means an expert. The ice wine is so good. Yeah, it is really, really sweet, though, the ones that I've had. I didn't have it on this trip. I think the trip before they had an apple ice wine that was particularly delicious, but it very, very sweet. He's going back to work. Nighty night,
okay.
Josh.
See you, Josh.
See you real soon.
Yeah, I think the shop was when you go up the stairs.
Yeah.
And it was on the left. There's a little tiny shop there that you can go into, and for us, we always giggle because they have, what is it, Michelob Light or something like that.
Labatt Blue.
Labatt Blue, and that's it's something that we have on our shelves every day. So it's not like it's like
it's in every grocery store, every convenience store around here.
Yeah.
And we never even realized that it wasn't as popular all around the country until the one time when we were eating at Les Celliers, and we heard a guest talking to a cast member about a beer called Labatt Blue. What? Labatt Blue?
Yeah.
We didn't realize until then that it was so regional. But yeah, they have Labatt Blue and Labatt Blue Light sometimes.
I'm still not I'm not a beer drinker.
No, ditto.
Yeah, but
for those of you from Buffalo, if you're looking for a bottle of blue, you can find it in the Canadian Pavilion.
Blue.
I don't know why you'd go all the way down to Disney just to drink blue, but hey, everybody enjoys their trips in their own way.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. So cheers, everybody.
And then next week we'll be on to the United Kingdom.
The United Kingdom. I have a bone to pick with the United Kingdom when it comes to their wine offerings, but we will talk about that next week. Not good offerings. That's okay.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I tilt this down just a tad because it's like...
Let everybody see my sunburn.
Yeah. She got burnt today.
I did get burnt today.
I was surprised.
I put sunscreen on Victoria, but I did not put sunscreen on myself. Shame on me. I didn't realize it was that bright out until I came inside and Joe was like, "Whoa, you got burnt." It was just like that.
It's like day-glow red.
But that's okay. May as well soak in all of that vitamin D because it's going to get cold again and I got to get back to work tomorrow anyway.
So?
Yeah, so.
So, should we talk about Star Wars?
Yeah, when I'm at work tomorrow, it'll be May the 4th be with you.
May the
all
4th
day long.
be with us. And I will be at home. I will be watching some Star Wars tomorrow. They're going to be having Rise of the Resistance popping up on Disney Plus, and also they're going to have some kind of like behind the scenes documentary coming up also on the Mandalorian, which will be really interesting to watch.
Johnny, my favorite country is Italy.
I just don't think Victoria will want to watch it.
Star Wars?
No, yeah.
I don't blame her. Not my cup of tea either. Star Wars is definitely his thing, and everybody has such strong opinions regarding Star Wars, whether they love the originals, whether they love the expanded series, but Joe has a very particular order that he likes to watch them in.
So what is everybody's favorite way to binge watch the Star Wars movies? Because there's a few different ways, but mine's a longer way.
Do you like the new ones?
I'm going to say yes. I don't mind the new ones. I know what they did. I can understand where people are upset. I get it. You know, I was upset at first too because they're not what the old books were. And when Disney took over, they got rid of all those old, like they took those old books out of the canon and they made their own universe kind of. So a lot of fans were turned off on that, but it is what it is. So you just have to adapt to it. So yes, I did like the films. I didn't like the way that they portrayed a couple of the characters, like Luke Skywalker. I didn't like the fact that he kind of just ran away. You know, it's like, but it is what it is, and overall the story, you know, it went along very well, and I look forward to rewatching it. I rewatched The Force Awakens. I think I have 20 minutes left on that one. Probably gonna watch.
He only gets the TV sporadically.
Yeah, I get from 11 to 1 at night is when I get the television. So, and if I go past 1, it's the end of the world.
I get mad.
And these movies are over 2 hours long. So I'm like, I gotta go to So, what's everybody's favorite way to watch?
Marissa said she likes Rogue One, then the originals, skip the middle ones, watch the new ones.
What? You can't skip the middle ones.
Marissa, you just got scolded.
So, I understand where everybody talks about how the middle ones, the original ones, were bad. And yes, Star Wars, the acting was horrible. Okay, I will flat out say it. The acting was the worst. But it's the story behind the acting that brings everything together.
They drag. You're killing
Empire
Killing
is
him.
probably my favorite Star Wars movie.
Victoria's having a moment, y'all.
Uh-oh.
Enjoy your Star Wars chat.
So, I will start by watching episode 4, Star Wars, and then episode 5, Empire. And then I'll go back and I'll start by watching episodes 1, 2, and 3. And then I will go into Rogue One. And then I'll go back 3 or 4, 5, and 6, and then 7, 8, and 9. I don't usually add Solo into it because it's not part of the Skywalker series. It's in outside, so I'll put Solo somewhere else at the end of it. But overall, Empire is definitely my favorite of the whole entire series. Oh, okay. So you mean the episodes 1, 2, and 3? Yeah, George did what he could with what he had at the time to make the special effects look as real as possible. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. I didn't like the way that Anakin, how Anakin was portrayed as, he was more like a crybaby than anything. So, I don't know what you guys feel, so yeah, how do you guys watch it? Do you guys watch it along those lines, with episode 4 first? Or do you go in chronological order?
Where do you think Mandalorian fits best?
Mandalorian is probably, it's after Return of the Jedi, I believe. Yeah, it's after Return of the Jedi. And that's an amazing series. I can't wait. They're already working on season 3 of that. I can't wait for season 2 to come out. I really want that Lego set.
Why are Legos so expensive?
Why are Legos so expensive? I want to create a diorama for my Steamboat Willie.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't because Legos are too expensive.
Legos are really expensive, yeah.
But yeah, anybody else? I mean, we have a few people on. What are your, even also when on watching on YouTube, what's your, what series do you go in?
Baby Yoda.
She doesn't even know Baby Yoda.
The child.
She has, but have you watched it?
No, I don't care to. But he's cute.
He is cute.
If there was a plush, I'd probably want it.
There is a plush.
Oh, then I want it. It was funny when we walked into Galaxy's Edge, we had Joe practically in tears, just overcome with emotion because It was like walking into his childhood, and I'm just like,
what is that?
It's all right.
What is this? What is this stupid thing? Where's Slinky Dog?
Where's the food? Where's the food?
You like the food there.
The food was good. It's the best part of it.
So, Galaxy's Edge is pretty awesome. But yeah, if anybody wants to tell me how they watch The Order.
There's a Build-A-Bear.
Oh boy.
So
now we're going to need to get 2, right?
Mm-hmm. If I don't see it, I'm good though. Like if I'm not there. And who knows when the mall's going to reopen, so.
If the mall reopens.
Months and months, I'm sure.
Anybody have any questions about Star Wars? Anything?
Joe did the lightsaber building experience.
I did. I did the lightsaber building experience. I'm going to put up a Star Wars lightsaber video tomorrow for Star Wars Day.
If anybody's wondering if it's worth the money, it's absolutely worth the money.
It is definitely worth the money. It is worth the money to go twice.
He will probably go again next time we're in town. Oh, Star Wars lost you when Han died.
Well,
he wanted to though.
But Judy, did you watch the last one?
Apparently, to make up for it, we have to watch the last one, Judy.
You gotta watch the last one.
Or we could just drink wine and then nap through the last one.
No, you have to watch the last one.
You want to show me your lightsaber?
Sure. Let me go find my lightsaber. What's Marissa's question?
Would you stay at the hotel? Oh, God. Okay, so here's the thing.
Here's the thing about the hotel.
He would. I would not. So, should we win the lottery, because that experience is going to be extraordinarily expensive. We have no idea how much yet. Disney hasn't announced any prices, but it's going to be extraordinarily expensive, and then it's an all-immersive experience. So
it's like a cruise on land, basically. It's a 2-day cruise on land.
So the whole idea is I would probably send him with Brent and go do anything else that's not that. Yeah. Just because it's not my cup of tea, but would he? Yes, 100% he would.
Judy, watch the last one. Did you watch Force Awakens? Or did you, not Force, The Last Jedi?
Oh, the question was for me? Yeah, then absolutely not.
Alright, so, if anybody hasn't seen this yet, here is my lightsaber.
This is $200, but you're not paying just for the lightsaber, you're paying for the experience.
And the experience is pretty awesome. I mean, I was almost moved to tears.
You should share that video tomorrow of you guys.
For Brent?
This.
Yeah. I'll put it here, and then I'll also share it on because this is for YouTube right here. This right there, YouTube.
Whoa.
Pretty awesome, isn't it?
Marissa, would you stay at the Star Wars hotel?
So, this is one of 8 different lightsabers. I wasn't sure if you can mix and match different parts, but yeah, you can get, there's definitely 8 different types of blades, and it's definitely worth the experience. So 8,
and you can get different crystals, and then
yes, you can swap out the crystals in the saber, also in the Sith cubes and the holocrons, and
yes, he is. So are you telling me you need 7 more of these things? Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Start saving our pennies.
And then I can put it like right on the wall back here. Wouldn't that look awesome? Like that? Oh my god, that would be wonderful like that.
Okay. Yeah. So did you get through the order of all of your movies?
I did. I'm not sure if they understood it all. Anybody have any questions on my order? So yeah, I want you all to watch them in this order. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3.
If you babysit Maria, I totally would.
Row 1.
I'll take Maria.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have to watch 3 and 4 first, or 4 and 5 first, and then chronological.
I think they can tell I might be a fish out of water here.
The reason being why you have to watch it in that order is because when you watch it that way, you're watching it as Luke being the main character, and you find out in Empire, I don't know if anybody has not seen Empire yet, but I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. Darth Vader is Luke's father. So when you find that out, you go back to the first one as kind of like a flashback to what just happened. So then you find out all of Anakin's story, and you go into Rogue One, which leads you right into Episode 4, and then you go chronological throughout. When you do it through the chronological order from 1 to 9, it's like you're looking at Anakin's story to the end. So that's just my feeling on it.
Did you like the ending of the last one?
Yes, but they left open way too many holes. There's so many different places where it can go. It doesn't feel like it's finished, even though they say that it's finished. If you understand what I mean.
Marissa now is gonna watch it that way, or she would watch it that way.
Yeah?
I would imagine if she has time.
Colin's sick. Call your boss. Tell him I gave you permission to call in sick.
She is the boss.
Oh.
Give yourself a call and say you won't be in today.
So just take a week off and binge. Just binge it. So. Okay. So how do you guys watch it? Anybody? And also feel free to leave it down there, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. So. So what do you guys feel about the Star Wars?
Or anything else Disney? We can open it up.
Yeah.
What do you think about the restaurants reopening?
It's pretty interesting that the restaurants at Disney Springs are going to be reopening for minimal.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very minimal.
It'll be interesting to see which ones actually do. Yeah, Maria might not cooperate. Yeah, it's hard to watch Star Wars with a 2-year-old.
It's hard to do anything with the 2-year-old.
It's hard to go to bed with a 2-year-old. Mine still has not gone to bed. She is now playing in her crib. She has a pile of stuffed animals in there, and she is holding onto every single one individually right now.
Yeah, she gives each one of them a hug.
She has to say goodnight and put them all in their appropriate place in order for her to fall asleep.
Yep, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see which ones do open up and exactly what's going to happen with that. Hopefully more will come on that this week.
I mean,
Oh, God. Hope tomorrow, hopefully. No, realistically, and this is hard for us, realistically, we will probably be there next for Flower and Garden.
We're hoping.
We're hoping to be there for Flower and Garden next year.
And just by saying we're hoping, I mean, it hurts us to say, you know, it, like, could it possibly be the fact that Disney doesn't reopen?
Yeah.
Or could it be the fact that Disney does reopen and then has to close again?
Yeah.
You know, there's so many
variables, and we're watching very closely. I think we've mentioned before what's going on in Shanghai. They have opened, Shanghai and Hong Kong have not opened the parks yet, but they have opened select restaurants with character experiences. And it's a very different experience than we would have been used to in the past, where kids can no longer run up and hug the characters. I don't believe there's any autographs happening. The characters are kind of seen from afar behind a barrier during those experiences.
Can you imagine a kid just running up? Bam!
So, I mean, I appreciate Disney doing whatever they can to bring the magic and keep people safe, and we keep watching what's happening over there because it started there. Of course, where they close, I'm not saying the virus started there or anything. Yeah. It just closed first over there. So as they are progressing through the reopening process, we would imagine that similar steps would be taken, but we obviously don't know. So by the time we're at the resorts next, it'll be over a year from the last time we were there, which is crazy because we had all of these trips planned out for this year that are just now not going to happen. And a lot of people are on that same boat, and we know how blessed we are to have our home and to be healthy and our family is healthy. But at the same time, we deeply miss the parks. You should react. I know. Yeah, so we'll have to see what happens there. But yes, Flower and Garden Festival is the goal for next year.
Yep.
And I think that's simply because we wouldn't be going earlier in the year just because we were there for Festival of the Arts this year. And honestly, it was not our favorite festival. A lot of people love Festival of the Arts, and it's great on so many levels. But we have so many arts festivals here in Buffalo in a typical summer. Not this summer, but in a typical summer. We have a lot of arts festivals here. And it wasn't dissimilar to any of those. So we just want to enjoy experiences that we can't get here at home.
So we have a ton of friends that are travel agents. So it's tough for us to say one particular one without another one getting upset with us.
Because we don't use TAs, just because we're so familiar with the process at this point. We just book directly through Disney typically.
I mean, there's you can I'll send you a message with a couple different names that if you wanted to go through some travel agents, we know a couple that you can talk to
that are good and honest. Yeah. The only thing that I'll say is don't use a travel agent that has you pay for their services, because there's so many out there that are free to use. And also just be careful if you are going the route of renting DVC points and going through reputable resellers. There's a couple that we know of that are very, very good. And if that's a route you want to take, feel free to private message us about that. You're still hoping to go in August?
We're hoping for you.
Yeah, we are. And
we're crossing our fingers that it opens soon. I really believe that when they do reopen, they're gonna open with Florida residents first for a phase 1.
That's not an announcement. It's just
it's just my opinion. Just because it just makes sense. They really don't want people from out of the state to come there.
You don't even have to discreetly tag along and follow us around. Just come with us.
Yeah, it's all right.
Just come on with us. We like to travel with a group. That's absolutely fine with us. I don't know if you guys can hear the monitor, but Victoria is laughing her butt off right now. Something is hysterically funny in her crib tonight. Yeah, and one of the reasons why we wouldn't be going this summer, should they reopen and say it's it's open and it's active and we're ready to go, is because we have lost so much time in the spring. As many of you know, Joe's primary job is a photographer, and we've lost so much time in the spring getting photos for those graduating this year, for weddings, for families. So we're hoping to make up a lot of that. Birthdays. Second birthdays, to be very specific, but we're hoping to make up a lot of that revenue this summer so that we can afford a nice long trip in the spring.
Yeah.
March 15th through 20th is your next trip, Judy?
Nice.
That's a really, really good question about whether or not guests will be forced to wear masks and what age groups that, and should they have to wear masks, what age groups would be included in that.
And at first, yes, they're going to have to, because
I think people are going to have to.
Disney has said from the get-go that people are not going to come unless they feel safe.
Right.
So in order to do that...
Daycare pictures, yes.
Yes, I need to do daycare pictures.
That's a big revenue we lost, but...
But yeah, in order for guests to feel safe, they're going to need some kind of security blanket, which is going to be the face masks, the masks. And, you're going to see, custodials in a huge garb now to clean everything.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And for a while, character experiences are going to be totally different.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt.
And of course they're gonna have to go by Florida guidelines as well. So it's not only gonna be a Disney policy, but it's gonna be up to Florida guidelines, which, from my knowledge, is very similar to here in New York right now. And if you cannot be in a situation where you're social distancing, you have to wear a face mask.
Yeah.
What I don't know is the age groups. There's some states that are making kids as young as 2 wear face masks. And we know our little one is 2, and she will not wear a face mask. We tried.
She won't let us wear a face mask.
She won't even let us wear a face mask. We tried, and she takes it down. And so, so that should be interesting for daycare. And
for daycare, their daycare picks, as soon as they get back to gets back to normal. I'm going to be talking to them, and we're going to
get that book sooner than later, hopefully. Actually, I think they might go down, surprisingly, because a lot of people are going to be rebooking vacations that were displaced, and I think Disney's going to give some people good deals. And what would happen if you lose a mask on a ride? That's a great question. I would imagine it's very much like if you lose the ice cream off your ice cream cone. I think Disney would be very accommodating with providing whatever the guest needed.
Yeah, and they'd probably provide you with some kind of a temporary mask, like one of those paper masks.
Yeah, perhaps, but you see they're even starting to sell masks on Shop Disney, so I would imagine that means that you could probably...
If you had purchased one and you had a receipt...
Yeah, I would imagine they would replace that.
They would replace it. But if you had one that you purchased from Etsy or elsewhere, then you're going to need to... You're going to get probably a paper mask or something. And, Disney's very good at helping the customer. I mean, but, it's up to them to decide on what they can and can't do for the guest.
Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? So Shop Disney has some really, really, really cute options on it right now, actually. Pretty much all of the characters have an option.
Yeah, and we know another place that's selling some pretty cute Disney ones.
Yeah, so we should be receiving some really fun Disney masks, or Disney-themed masks, I should say, in the mail over the next week. And as soon as we get those, we'll show them to you and tell you where we got them.
Yeah.
We'll tell you all the secrets.
Oh. Is that Brent Dodge?
Is that Brent Dodge?
Whoa.
Brent Dodge from Screen to Fame. Ask the expert.
We're being blessed by a celebrity tonight.
A celebrity.
Wow.
A social media influencer.
He probably already left because he got a phone call.
His mom called. Well, he's probably been on the phone a lot today because he didn't return our call when we called him. I don't even remember why we called him. Yeah,
Yes.
We usually do stay at the resorts. We haven't stayed off-site since 2001. We've been on-site every year since 2001.
And Coronado is our main resort. French Quarter is our second resort.
We are not DVC members. We've looked into DVC several times throughout the years because the commercials would make us believe that it would make sense for us to be DVC members. However, we actually go too many days a year for it to be beneficial for us financially. Catherine Slajeski is watching. Catherine Slajeski is our cousin, and we love you and miss you very, very much. He never leaves. Our spirit never leaves. Our spirit never leaves, Sissy. That is true. That is true. Our DNA is all over there in one way or another.
Yes. In fact.
Careful, sir.
I didn't say anything.
So,
anybody else have any questions at all for our expert, Disney?
I am not an expert.
Oh.
I just like to go and enjoy the atmosphere and the wine.
To the atmosphere.
To the atmosphere. Anyone doing anything different to celebrate Star Wars Day tonight?
Different than what? Different than binge watching Star Wars?
Different than... I should say exciting. Is anyone doing exciting? No, that's awesome that you're able to go twice a year on your points.
If we could, we...
Maybe one day. That's 2 shots, Joe.
I know, but...
That was my fault. I poured him another one.
She did. And
I want him to sleep well tonight. I want him to sleep well.
She wants me to go to bed early tonight.
I just want him to be able to relax, that's all. Yeah, but we can't wait to get back there, and I don't know, we might go again this week if there's other announcements.
So for how many days do we normally go? It really depends on the trip. Normally we like to try to go, it would be 10 nights, 11 days. Mm-hmm. Last trip we made an exception and made it like 12 days. Mm-hmm. But we do go 5 days. We like to leave in the middle of the week,
We usually, when Thursday. We get down there, we like to go down on Wednesday just because it is cheaper to fly on Wednesdays typically.
And we need to get on the Wednesday show.
And we like to get on the Wednesday show with Brent Dodge. We almost went for 2 full weeks, but I couldn't leave this one for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Apparently 12 days was acceptable to me. Is that Coke or Pepsi in the shot glass? It is Fireball in the shot glass. He's chasing it with a Pepsi. But how many Disney resorts have we stayed at? We have stayed at Bay Lake Tower. Coronado Springs.
French Quarter. And Caribbean. And that's pretty much it.
That is it, because we keep going back to
Coronado. We love Coronado. We cannot say anything bad about Coronado.
We've never had a bad experience at Coronado. And those that know me well know that I am a creature of routine. And I am uncomfortable in unfamiliar spaces. So I like to be somewhere where I feel safe, especially.
And the other thing is that we consider ourselves moderate snobs. So
it's true.
I don't know if you're familiar with the tiers of Disney hotels, but there's the value resorts. And then there's the moderate, and then there's the deluxe. Mm-hmm. So with us being moderate snobs, we kind of not look at the value resorts.
We almost stayed at a value resort one time. And I don't remember what we were going down for, but we were only going to be going down for a couple of days. And then I said, well, if we extend our trip out for the same price, we could stay at Pop Century. And then you talked me into extending the trip out anyway and staying at a moderate the whole time. So.
Sounds like something I'd do.
So we just ended up spending the extra money because he convinced me, and he was right, that I wouldn't have been comfortable in an unfamiliar space. But and it turned out it was a really good decision. But I think I recall a cheer competition happening during that trip, and all the cheerleaders were staying at the resort that we got to possibly stay at. And that would have made me cranky. Not that we don't love our cheer competitions and our cheerleaders, we do. But when I want to sleep, I don't want to hear them practicing. What else is on your guys' mind? Anything?
Yeah, anything? Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie. What's she doing?
I know, Willow's staring at us, and it's like super, super creepy. Everybody's joining now, and it's like the end of the show. We already went.
Should we recap?
I know. Should we recap?
Star Wars. If you're watching Star Wars, you're probably watching it wrong.
Pinot Grigio is my favorite wine in the Canadian pavilion.
And Disney Springs are going to be opening up some restaurants starting
the 15th, I believe that it was, and but they have the option. The restaurants have the option to open, so we'll see which ones take that offer up. What airline do we use? We always fly Southwest.
Because the first bag is free.
You get 2 bags free
per person.
And we usually find really good deals, and we can fly direct. That's a really good question, actually. I read some information about that during the week. Not about Disney and buffet dining, but the guidelines around buffet dining in Florida in general, because that was actually part of the meeting that of executives and all of the business owners and things like that met with Rick DeSantis this week, and they are not allowing any buffet dining originally. Can you believe my birthday is tomorrow on the 4th? What?
Stephanie, I'm giving you permission to get off of this now and go watch Star Wars.
Okay, Stephanie, I do not really enjoy Star Wars, and I've watched most of the Star Wars, but I've done it for him. But what?
All right. So,
give her our phone number. We need to talk.
So when you watch Star Wars, you have to watch it
first.
Oh, okay.
Buffet dining first. So they're not allowing buffet dining. So I think a lot of those restaurants in Disney property will either turn into a regular table service or a family style, because family style is still going to be allowed.
So watch episode 4 and then 5, and then after 5. Go to 1, 2, and 3. And then you watch Rogue One. And then you watch the rest.
You got that? Did you write that down?
So, episode 4, episode 5. Okay? And then 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Gotta get a pen.
All right, let me know when you get a pen.
So while she's getting a pen,
this is literally gonna take you about like 16 hours.
Okay, she's
more.
ready.
All right, so episode 4. Okay.
I like her.
Episode 5. Okay. And then you go to episode 1. Episode 2. Wait.
She's ready now.
Are you ready? Do I have to go? Do I have to start again? So it starts with A New Hope. Episode 4. Empire. And then it goes to episode 1, 2, and 3. And then you get Rogue One. And then you go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, well, happy birthday to Judy, too. Her birthday was Saturday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Judy.
Jeez, everyone's having birthdays.
I know.
Quarantine birthdays.
Quarantine birthdays.
How do you guys celebrate your birthdays while you're quarantined?
And then Catherine, if she's still on, she just had a birthday.
Yeah, she just had a birthday.
And her 2 siblings. Usually we find out a way to have a drink with Catherine for her birthday, but we weren't able to do that this year.
Yeah. We could have done a Zoom.
You'd have to teach her how to use them.
Yeah, you have to.
I got 4 and 5 twice.
You have to watch 4 and 5 twice.
Enjoy, Stephanie. Enjoy. When you get through it, let us know what you think. Or let him know what you think.
The reason why you have to watch 4 twice, especially 4 twice, is because Rogue One goes right into episode 4. Like, right into. So you have to watch it.
Oh, God.
It's a must. So that's the Diebold.
That's the Joe Diebold way.
Yeah.
That's the Joe Diebold way.
Wait, what's the Chrissy Diebold way?
I don't watch Star Wars.
Well,
sorry.
You're gonna have to start.
It's okay for couples to have different interests. Brent said so.
It is?
That's what Brent said.
Huh, he did?
Yeah, the other day when I asked him if he had a girlfriend, if he would watch Vanderpump Rules with him.
Wait a minute. I watch Vanderpump Rules.
Exactly, that was the whole point.
Oh.
Or you watch my video tomorrow, it's very hilarious. So everybody...
Oh boy.
If you have not gone on to From Screen to Theme, please go to his page and give him a like. Go to his YouTube page and give him a subscribe, and his Instagram page. And what's the lingo on Instagram these days?
The gram?
To give him a like, do subscribe.
It's I think it's a like. It's a follow.
You follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
From Screen to Theme, Brent Dodge, and watch his video tomorrow. Apparently, it is hilarious.
Yeah. Well, he's been putting out some pretty funny stuff.
Brent needs to go back to work because he's losing his mind. Aww. Thank you, Stephanie. She says I'm cute.
You are cute. So, I got a serious question for you. Did you guys watch my safari ride video?
Willow made an appearance. She was the panther.
Yeah. And did you like the safari ride video? Because I'm thinking that I could do another one, but I don't know.
What's in this one? Pinot Grigio.
Pinot Grigio. Similar to the one, or is it the one from Canada?
In Canada.
In Canada, eh?
The Canadian Pavilion.
Eh?
Cheers.
But anyways,
Safari.
And anyways, so if you guys like the safari one, I'm thinking of doing another ride in the studio. So, but I don't know if you guys would want to see it. So just let me know.
You should make it anyway.
Should I?
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid people aren't gonna like it.
No, who cares? Who cares? If they don't like it, they don't have to watch it. Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
So, does Brent Dodge have any questions?
Brent Dodge? Or does anyone have questions for Brent Dodge? So it is on his YouTube page. It's hysterical and ridiculous all at once. So have a glass of this
It's
and then
awesome.
watch it,
I think
it's even
it
better.
was pretty funny.
No, it is pretty funny. And there's a special appearance by our cat Willow, who is a very large black cat. If you watch the beginning of our broadcast, she made an appearance today. I'd pick her up again, but she is kind of mean and she'll bite me.
Yeah, she's not having...
It was wholesome and very, very funny. Thank you, Marissa. Wholesome family fun. All right.
So, I don't know, does anybody have any questions for us at all before we sign off?
That might be it for tonight. I think they have fizzled out, which is okay. So, I don't know what we're going to talk about next week yet, but I would imagine... Ooh. Do one when they put the kid in the box and plump them in front of the TV. Oh, Brent's video tomorrow. His safari video you think will be
No.
An Oscar. Oh no, your video tomorrow.
Yeah, his video tomorrow.
I can't wait to see what this is. If you make me spit out my water at work again. Do you rent a car? No, you know what? That's a good question, Johnny. We typically do not rent a car. We haven't done that in many, many moons. We usually use Disney transportation, so we have our eye on that as well as to what Disney's going to do with their transportation going forward. Because as you know, from going twice a year to the Animal Kingdom Lodge, they really pack those buses and pack the monorails, so it's just going to be interesting to see what they do going forward. Oh, the safari video is getting
Sweet.
Oscar, he said.
Awesome, thank you. And Judy, we're going to be spending Mother's Day night here, so make sure to hop on.
We will be here on Mother's Day evening.
Yes.
Maybe you can send him some ideas, because I don't think he's bought me anything yet.
I was supposed to buy you something? I thought you got this.
Send him some ideas, Judy.
Oh, gosh.
Help me to not be mad at him on Mother's Day. Huh?
We got Victoria. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Get your acceptance speech ready.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! My bucket. Aw, thank you, Stephanie. That's Snow is the devil. Snow is for sure the devil. So maybe maybe one of these days we'll be down in Orlando at the same time as you.
Yes, hopefully. More sooner than later.
You better make me dinner on Sunday.
Grilled cheese it is.
It's a specialty.
Now, you know
with anything
what? If we
from
can
a
get
can.
some sausages and a new grill.
I was going to say, the grill broke.
Yeah, our grill broke.
We need a new grill.
The
If anybody
grill,
sees any good deals on grills for delivery.
our grill didn't last the winter, so.
No, but it was very, very old, so.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it was
okay.
about like 10 years old.
Probably
so.
about 10 years old.
So.
Maybe more than that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right,
guys.
all right. Well,
We're gonna head
thank
off.
you for watching. Thank you for spending Sunday night with us. And yeah.
I'll post that link again for the safari, and then I will also. There's going to be a video coming out tomorrow once I edit it.
And maybe 2 videos tomorrow. Well, I think you should reshare your experience from building the lightsaber tomorrow as well. And
Okay.
may the 4th be with you, right?
Yeah. May the 4th be with you, and be safe and everything. And we will talk to you guys.
The dollar menu at McDonald's.
There you go.
You're going to be in trouble, honey, if that's what you do. There's lots of places having brunch for pickup.
There is?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I'm going to get out.
You have a car.
Oh. Okay. We'll figure something out. Apparently, I'm already in trouble. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night and stay safe and have a magical night.
We'll see you next week.
Okay.